Hey there! Nuclear Clown TV is live and on the air. I'm your radiated host, Dave. That is what they call me out here in the streets. In these glowing radioactive places. They say, there goes Dave. The irradiated one. Where's he off to? Have you ever been thirsty? You know, let's say, take a walk with me, if you will. You're in a supermarket and you're walking around and you're like, man, I'm really thirsty. I could really go for a nice soda, a nice fizzy pop, as they call it in some places. And you're like, man, I really want a soda really bad. I want a soda. I want a Coke. I want a Coke in a bottle with a red label, and it's fizzy and delicious, and it makes you feel good inside. And you go to the Coke aisle, and they don't have a single Coke. They don't even have Diet. So you're like, man, I really want a Coke. And they don't have Coke, but they have Tab. So you take the Tab and you drink the Tab. Yeah, well, hopefully you pay for the Tab, because then you get picked up for shoplifting if you just take it and start drinking it, And then, like, you drink the Tab and you finish the can and you recycle it because you want to be good to, Mother Earth and all that. But while you drank your soda, and technically you had your soda, the Tab was kind of flat, didn't taste as good as a Coke, and was pretty much mediocre in every way that you could want it to be, but it was a soda. So technically you got what you wanted, but really you didn't. That is my review of the Wolfman. No, there is no soda in the Wolfman movie, but it is really, really average. There's nothing to really hate, and there's nothing to really like. So you're left being told a story, and chances are you knew what was going to happen, and you left the theater, and that's that. Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about this movie. Well, let me say one thing. I'm gonna do a lot of spoilers. I don't even know, because it's the Wolfman. Come on, you know what happens. Benicio del Toro. When I first heard that he was gonna be the Wolfman and they were remaking the Wolfman, I thought to myself, that is the best casting ever. It would be like if they cast me as the Blob. Because, Benicio del Toro looks fucking crazy. He looks like a Wolfman. He's got the crazy eyebrows, and the hair is all, and wow, what good casting, I thought. And Benicio del Toro's good, right? And then I thought, is he good? Yeah, he's good. He's good. I remember him being very good. And then I go see the movie, and I'm sitting there, and then he talks, and I think, can Benicio del Toro act? Because he's acting pretty bad in this. And then I thought, no, I've seen him before, and he was really good. He was in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And he was mumbling all the time. And then he was in The Usual Suspects, which was a great movie, and he was mumbling all the time. And I thought, wait a minute. Every time I've seen this guy, well, twice. I haven't seen a lot of his movies. But in the two times I've seen him, I thought he did a good job, but he was just being a marble-mouthed fuck. And he did an interview a couple days ago on Howard Stern, and I listened to it, and he was a marble-mouthed fuck. And then I thought, he's not a good actor, really. This seems pretty bad acting to me. He's supposed to be this tortured soul and all this stuff and all these emotions welling up inside him, but whenever he talked, it sounded like he was trying very hard to just say a sentence. It kind of reminded me of like how Lou Ferrigno acts. If you've never seen Hercules, the Lou Ferrigno Hercules movies, don't, because they're like terrible, but the acting is very similar. It's like you could tell he's concentrating really hard to just talk normal and clearly. Though I think in Hercules they dubbed over his voice. See, I don't know. I really don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, he seemed completely not into it, and I don't know. The whole movie was just kind of there, and I again, I don't want to sound like I hated it or that it sucked real bad, because it didn't. Because I'm really not a movie snob. I know that I come on here and pretty much all the shit I review lately I don't like, but I really am not like, I don't want to be the review guy who just trashes everything and, oh, I'm too cool for all this stuff and it's all horrible. It's just the truth. Avatar doesn't interest me at all. Alice in Wonderland doesn't interest me at all. None of this crap really interests me. The Wolfman interests me. I thought it was pretty neat, and I saw some pictures from it, and I thought, hey, neat. Wouldn't it be nice if they did a good job on this? And they didn't do a bad job or a good job. It's really hard to explain. It's almost like I have to recommend it so you can feel the same way I feel. Anthony Hopkins was in it, and I think that's cheating, because Anthony Hopkins played Van Helsing in Dracula, which was an awesome movie, despite the best efforts of Winona Ryder and Keanu Reeves to make it not a good movie. I loved that movie, even with those two crazy kids running around. And Anthony Hopkins was in that too, and he played Van Helsing. And you can't do that. You can't be in Dracula and the Wolfman. Come on, pick your team. You're either on Team Jacob or Team Edward or Team Dracula or Team Wolfman, and there is no trading in this season. So Wolfman, let's see. I thought the movie would have been great if it was in black and white. I just thought it would have been neat if they did that, and they could have done maybe his eyes in yellow, or, kind of like the ways of the Sin City thing did, and I fucking hated Sin City, just so you know. But like that kind of atmosphere, because it should have been more of an atmosphere type thing. I mean, I didn't want to see a Wolfman, like we've seen the movies, the Wolfman goes around, he kills people, he throws people around and stuff, okay, whatever. But it would have been much cooler if they kind of focused on the tormented character and made it more of like an acting type movie where he's kind of going through all these feelings. And you don't get any of that in the Wolfman. You just get, the special effects are like, I was kind of worried. I thought the CGI was a bad idea, because especially with Wolfman movies, you don't want it to be smooth. You don't want it to look good and clean. You want it like dirty and loud and fake and painful looking. Kind of like when you see somebody break their arm for real and you're like, oh, that looks so fake. Yeah, exactly. It's not gonna be Hollywood. And I thought it would have been really cool if the Wolfman kind of took that approach with the changes, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. The CGI, it was, it was okay. It was average. See? The theme I'm going here, average. There was the girl, and she's a girl and she's pretty, and there you go. Character-wise, no, there's not. No. Carry on. There's nothing to see here character-wise. The two people who did their best to make this movie some kind of emotional was the bad guy, who was also the bad guy on The Matrix, who I thought he did an okay job in this. He was all right. And Anthony Hopkins, who's always good, but boy, I don't know, the scenery and everything. It was dreary and it was realistic and kind of average, and that's just the movie. It's totally and completely average. You're not gonna get scared. You're not gonna get blown away, and you're not gonna get disappointed, I guess. I mean, it's the Wolfman. We know what it's about. I'm kind of struggling with like why I feel so. I don't know. It's a story that's been told a billion times. I shouldn't expect anything special from it, but I think they could have done something. They could, I guess, more acting, like focus more on the guy, and he's in the insane asylum for a little bit, and it's not, I don't know, it's almost comical when he's in the asylum and they're like doing all these funky tests and stabbing him with needles, and the doctor's like cackling like a villain. you know, let's try to make this. Let's all work together to make this good. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. So let's see. The Wolfman. You can go. You could see the Wolfman, and spend like $8 more if you want food, because I always want food. Or you can walk down the street to your nearest shopping place and pick up a Tab soda for 60 cents and save yourself the trouble. Just drink the Tab when you're really thirsty, and that is exactly how you'll feel when you leave the Wolfman. And that is my review. Wow. Yeah, the moon's coming up. I gotta go. I have to go. Nuclear Clown TV is off the air. So, yeah. Get me a Tab while you're out there.